Alright, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be talking about how you can persist the data that you store in your Zustand store to make your application local first. And so yeah, let's get started. This is just a basic Expo app. You can just create this thing using create your Expo first app. You can just basically do this npx create expo app dash template, like I'm using just a TypeScript basic template. And yeah, you can just create an expo app, and to build this app you can just run expo npx expo run iOS device or Android depending on what what device you possess, and also dash device. That will give you a list of devices that you can run this app on. And once that is complete, you can just see this application in your mobile. All right, let me test this thing. Is this working? Yeah. All right, so let's first install Zustand. Let's open this thing. Yeah, npm install Zustand. Let me stop the server now. npm Zustand. Okay, and how do I create a store out of this? Okay, all right, let me create a file here, store.tsx. and by the way, this is a TypeScript that I'm using. Let's create a to-do list store. What is the syntax here? Okay, do I need set function here? Yes, I need it. Okay, once that is there, okay, let's to-do list, which is just this thing, add to do. And by the way, I'm also using GitHub Copilot with this. That's why you're able to see the autocomplete here. I think this seems correct here, right? What is the issue here though? Cannot find the name. Add to do. What is the issue? If I do this, it should be able to do this, no? Left side of the comma operator is unused. So it turns out we need a bracket over these curly braces when you are directly returning the data that is in that in those curly braces. So that is one thing. And is explicitly type any. Okay, so I have not defined it. I will do that later. Also, I'm seeing that we use this use before this thing. Okay, let me just create a type for this quickly. Interface. It's just, yeah, let's just ID number and text. State would be a list of those things. No, sorry. I think I also have to define the state here. How do I use TypeScript properly with this? Zustand with TypeScript. Is there official documentation for this thing? What is this? Acha, so we can have these states here, right? Okay, so I think we can just copy this thing here. To-do list state. No, I think let me create a new interface for that. To-do list state, and which can just be that. And yeah, I think this makes a lot of this makes sense. To do state. Do I need to still No, I don't need to. Okay, so let me export this from here. So okay, we have created this to-do list store now. Let me import that store. I think so if you're wondering how I am actually importing this very fast, I'm just clicking command period, and that will basically give you an option to import this thing or import all the missing imports in this file. Yeah, and if we have this thing in here, I think let's do this. Okay, let me start the server now. Let me just see what it's printing. Yeah, so we can see the empty list here. Let me add some data in the list. Let's say eggs. Acha, all right, let me just remove. Let's do it like this first, and then we can maybe what is acha? It is expecting a string, right? Okay. All right, so we can see the eggs here, right? Okay. Now let's give this a little bit of style, then maybe we can. Oops. Then we can basically just run this thing, to-do list map key, and yeah, now we can do. Wait, now we can see this. Let me give it a little bit of style here as well. Heading, font size, let's give 24, bold. Let me use the style in here. Oops. Styles dot heading. Take it. And then let me give it a little bit of tab padding bottom. There you go. And yeah, okay. So what if I have multiple items in here? Okay, cool, that's fine. Okay, so now that we can see the existing data in the Zustand store, let me add a functionality to also add new items in here. Do we have an input component? I don't think this is it. I think they have input in React Native. Text input, yeah, that's why. I don't see the text input here. Do I need to give it some style or something? Yeah. Let me give it 40. Yeah, I think something changed here. Yeah, okay, cool. Now that we can actually see in here, let me give it some background color. I'm not able to see anything in here right now. What is this exactly? Okay, fine. Let's also give some padding to it. Let's give it 8 padding. Cool. Let's also give some border radius 4. I think this should be okay. Now let's try 8. Yeah, this looks cool. Let me remove this from here. Let me add the styling in here itself instead of. Oh, I think styles dot input. Acha, it only needs one braces. Cool. So let me, I think it has a change function, right? I think I can just do it like this, I believe. What is it expecting? What does on change? Yeah, I think if I just want to do this should have worked. Let me see, there's I got it. Actually this should be on change text. Cool. Let me add a new item here and we'll see if this was working or not. Oh, on changing. Okay, got it. I think I need a button. As you can see, like every letter that I add, it's showing up in the list because every time I'm adding one letter, it's triggering the on change text. Okay, let me create a button for this then. Button, React Native button, add to do. And I will also need to store the state of the text input. So I'll create input state set input state, and I'll use state for that. And every time it's triggers this, let me set the input state. Why is it showing? Acha, it should be why is this crying now? Let me also I need to define the type. Okay. And once on press, add to do and input state. Yeah, and also reset the state there. What is his issue? String undefined is not assignable to this. Got it. I need to just give an initial state there. So I think that should, let me reset, let me refresh the app, reload. Got it. Fat bread. There you go. Now we can add it. Now let's come to the data persisting part. So if I refresh the app once again, you'll see the bread will go. Yeah. And what I want to do is that I want to persist whatever you add in the to-do list. So let me just empty this list here. Okay, let's see how we can actually persist the data actually. Zustand storage persisting data storage. Got it. Persist, create JSON storage and session storage. Got it. Where is this coming from though? The persist middleware enables you to store the Zustand state in the storage. This persisting its data. Note that this middleware supports both synchronous storage like local storage and asynchronous storage like async storage. But using an async storage does come with a cost, data hydration and blah 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 blah. And also one more thing, I heard that there is this one storage called mmkv, and this seemed like the fastest storage that you can use in a React Native app. The fastest key value storage for React Native, 30 times faster than async storage. So we are going to be using this piece. Let me also install this. Stop the server, npmi React Native mmkv. Oh, I think I need to install this as well. Install do pod install, which I don't think I need to do in case of Expo. I just need to build the app once again, running this, not start, run device. Yeah, it will do all the Cocoa Pod installing for you. It's the beauty of Expo. Okay, so we'll have to wrap this thing inside a persist function, and I have to give what storage I'm using and also the name of the storage. And then how this works is that it will basically store this whole thing inside, store this whole thing locally. But how do I create an mmkv storage here though? Value change this nursing storage. I want to use this with Zustand Persist middleware. Okay, I just need to copy this thing. Great. All right, so this is done. I'm just gonna copy this thing to create the store. Let me call it storage.tsx. Just copy this thing in here. Cool. We have a Zustand storage. Let's call it mmkv storage. Cool. And let me open the store file. All I have to do is copy this thing and okay. Let me import that and okay. And I also have to create a seems correct. What is the issue here? Let me to do storage. I think it was okay. Let me copy that thing from there. mmkv storage. Why is it giving me typing issues? Alright, so actually found the issue. So when using Zustand with TypeScript, I have to have these braces after create. So on doing that, it is working as expected. So yeah, I think we have created our storage here. So I think that's it, right? I think it should be working now. Let me try adding some stuff in here. Let me add those things. There seems to be some issue. Unable to update this storage. The given item is currently unavailable. Unable to update item in the to-do storage. Do I need to restart my app? Delete both of my libraries here. npx expo run iOS device. Let it create new iOS and Android files here. Come on, there you are. All right, so let's see if this is persisting the data or not. To do, let me reload it. Yeah, so now whatever we add to our to-do list, it's going to be persisted in here. So if I add eggs here or milk, you know, it's all going to be persisted. So if I even reload the app, you can see the data is still persisted there. All right, so one thing I wanted to point out here is that the key should not be ideally this, because I can add two items with the same name and then this will break. So ideally this should be an ID, but we are only testing, so it's fine. Okay, so now that we are able to persist the data in the data that is inside the Zustand store in the local storage, I wanted to show one more thing. You can actually see all the data using export DevTools. Let me show you how you can do that as well. Export Dev plugins. I think somewhere here was MMKV as well. Yeah, React Native MMKV plugin for this. Okay, MMKV, we have that. But okay, I think this is the thing that I need to install. Let me stop the server. npmi this. All right, let me restart the server now. Start this. Okay. Bundleized. Okay, so now I think all I have to do is press Shift M, and I think we have an option here, DevTools plugin, and the data is not here. Do I need to restart it? It's not here. Key value pair. I think I need to restart after that, I guess. I'm not sure here. Okay, so the reason it was not working was I also need to use MMKV DevTools inside the topmost parent. So once I did that, now if I add anything in here, eggs, let's say, to do, we have these things, and if I open the DevTools now, you can see this. So all the data is just stored inside a JSON format. So yeah, that is all for this video. Thank you for watching, and see you later.